welcome back to my channel. First off, let me say thank you to everyone who subscribed to my channel, who liked and commented on my last video. It was my intro, it's my first video, but we got through it. Today's video will be me showing you guys how I created this beautiful shadow box for my goddaughter. I call this shadow box Brown Skin Girl. You see it has different shades of brown. So if you guys are interested, please stay tuned to see how I created this shadow box. So the materials you're going to need are 11 by 14 shadow box, multicultural cardstock paper, a glue gun, and also a quilling tool that you will use to roll your flowers. So I'm in Cricut Design Space. Right now I already chose my flowers that I will be using for my project. I will definitely leave that link below if you want to use the same flowers for your project. So I'm opening up, and I use the roses for the 11 by 14 box. So the size will be for the 11 by 14 box, but you can choose any size you like. I already customized the flowers. So what I'm doing is just spacing it out. And the size that I use for the flowers is width 5.884 by 4.46 inches. The flowers here are similar to the colors that I am using for my shadow box. So if you would like to change the color, you can just click the brown box that's at the top and choose whichever color you like for your project. So now I'm already sending it over. So you see the red lines that's right here? You don't want your flowers to go over it. Otherwise, when you're ready to print it out, it will cut it off. So make sure you move it out the way. So what I did just now was I changed the size. I am doing a 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. So I changed my size so I know exactly how it's going to fit when I'm ready to actually print it out. So I'm going to choose medium cardstock. And then I'm going to send it on over to the Cricut. So what I'm doing right now, I am using my braid to make sure the cardstock is adherent to the mat, just the way I like it. And then I'm going to print it. I'm doing here is I am organizing the flowers and I'm sorting them out by color. So I'm putting the dark with the dark, the light with the light, and I might have used, for each flower color, I might have used between 10 to 12 flowers. Now that everything is finally sorted by color, I'm going to take out my hot glue gun and then my quilling tool. I'm getting ready to start rolling the flowers. There is a little piece you will stick the cardstock in. I'm inserting the quilling tool onto the outside end of the flower. What I like to do first is start out by using it this way. So I'm going to continue to roll the flower with the quilling tool outside the tip of the quilling tool. Once I get my roll started, I will stop using the tool and continue to roll with my hand because I find it much easier and faster for me to roll the flowers with my hand. This is a personal preference for me. However, if you're a beginner or if you find it more comfortable to continue to use the quilling tool until you get to the end of the flower, that is fine as well. So I'm going to continue to roll the flower until I get to the end. Now that I'm finished rolling the flower, I'm going to secure it with hot glue. So I took out my hot glue gun and I put some glue in the center of the flower. Then I pressed it so it can adhere to the glue. And this part you want to be a little careful with your fingers because the glue is very hot. So you're going to hold it for a little and open up the flowers until you get it to your liking. And then you will get these beautiful flowers. Your flower should look just like this when you are finished either hand rolling or using the quilling tool for your flowers. Since I only had 8.5 by 11 cardstock paper for this project, I had to cut the paper to fit the size of the 11 by 14 box. So I'm fixing the brown cardstock paper to the backing of the shadow box so I can get ready to glue it on. I do recommend getting the exact size cardstock to avoid having to cut the paper. Because once my project is completed, you won't even notice that I didn't have the correct size paper because it will be covered with the shirt and flowers. My bestie wanted the shirt to be in the middle of the box and the flowers around the shirt. What I'm doing here is I'm setting the shirt, making sure it's centered and there's enough space to put the flowers around it. I'm just organizing it to my liking. And hence the year 2021. Yes, my goddaughter was born in 2021. So next I'm placing the flowers at the top and then I'm going to organize them around the shirt before I actually start to glue it down. And that's what you guys want to do. You want to organize it and put your flowers down in the right spots before you actually start to glue it. Do y'all see the ombre effect it's given? I love the ombre look. I'm placing the frame over the flowers and shirt and around the backing board to make sure it's all fitting together correctly. And this is a very important step because this will determine if your flowers will fit correctly in the box or possibly get cut off, and the box may not even close correctly once you put the front glass on. So you don't ever want to skip this step before gluing down your project. You want to make sure everything fits within that frame. I'm too excited, and I love how this flower shadow box is turning out so far. Now that I have everything the way it should be, first I'm going to glue down the shirt, and you want to make sure you put enough glue to hold down the shirt. Don't be afraid to use the glue. You hear me? Don't be afraid to use the glue. You see how I keep pressing and pressing the glue over and over because I want to make sure the glue is sticking to the backing and it's not going anywhere. Trust me, this shirt is secured. So I'm going to apply some pressure by pressing on the shirt so the glue can adhere to the shirt and backing. And next I'm going to glue on the flowers. And here is the final results of the flower shadow box, and I love how it turned out. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for my next video.